Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. Your boy JJ right here once again. We're going to go ahead. We're going to have a little bit of a powwow video on CPUs for your CPU processors for your computer. So do stick around. We're going to do this B-roll right here once again. Do enjoy yourself right here at JJ's PC Builds. Welcome back from that B-roll. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with a little bit of a... we're going to go ahead and look at the PCs. We're going to take it and take a look on Amazon. We're going to look on eBay as well. So let's go ahead and flip the screen. If you know what I mean, we can flip the screen. There we go. Say we just flipped the screen. I kind of did a little bit of modifying to OBS Studios. So this way it'd make it a little bit better for your viewing eyes. Instead of me flipping back and forth from program to program just to make a video. So we're going to go ahead and flip this up on eBay, and we're going to have a little poke at the processors. Now, depending on your motherboard, I want you to understand this. Depending on your motherboard, this is going to be about the AMD processors. Okay. Now the 5000 series and the 7000 series, our main focus here is the AM4 series, not the AM5, the AM4 series. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll through and see what we see upon the AM4 series. So let's see. There we go. Now we've flipped it around so that way you all can see the AM4 series. See, now on these like eBay and Amazon and stuff, you can put specifics. You can specify certain keynotes so that way when you go scrolling you see nothing but those items. I mean, you got a second gen processor here for $59, and you got an Ryzen 7 2700X for $100. Make sure that you get you take everything and also to set it for buy it now, because you don't want to see the bidding and stuff like that. If you just want to buy it now and you just want to get it to you, and you don't want to deal with having the bidding war and stuff like that, set your preferences up on this left side here to the way you want it, to where you see what's on the market. Be specific so this way when you're going shopping, you know what you're shopping for. Like, this is a second gen for $66. It's a 2600X. If you're not shopping for an iGPU and you're going to have a discrete graphics card in your PC, then the X versions will be your best bet. So you got one for 99 bucks. You got one for 66 bucks. Now, compared to the two, one's the Ryzen 7. This is still a second gen. This one for 99 bucks, this is still second gen. So, this is Gen 2. The 2700X for 100 bucks. Let's see. Ryzen 5 2600X they got for 79 bucks. You know, I mean, it depends on what you want to put in your system. If you want to put second gen, you want to put third gen, you know. I mean, this right here for 105 bucks is a 8-core CPU that gives you 4.3 gigahertz. That's kind of that's kind of out of the wheelhouse a little bit, I think. So, you know, you get a 6-core for 75 bucks. You know, just when you go shopping, just go down the line. You know, if you want to be specific, now it depends on what you want. Depends on the motherboard you're going to use. It depends on yeah, that's basically it. Depends on the motherboard you're going to use. So, you know, but let's say you want to go with, you know, the Ryzen 5 3500X, or, you know, which I wouldn't recommend the 3500X. I mean, I would try to keep yourself above second gen and keep yourself in the third gen, you know, the not the second gen. See, that's where they marked it wrong. It's not second gen, it's second Zen. Zen 2. Okay, you want to stay in Zen 3, which is the Ryzen 5000. The Ryzen 5 5000 series. You want to stay in from there and above. Like the 5500 and so on. This is today's prices. This is a 11/14/2022. This is today's prices that you're seeing on these processors. Just to let you know. You know, see now this right here, this for 169 bucks, you can do better than this. You can do better than this right here. You know, just to let you know. Ryzen 9 5950X, I wouldn't pay that. Oh, no. See, you see these prices here. Sorry about Micro Center, but Micro Center does not need to be on eBay. Okay? That's just plain ridiculous. They're trying to sell you for $600, you know, overinflated. Do not buy this, because you can get this cheaper, probably cheaper on Amazon or Newegg. So I wouldn't buy these. These would be a bad buy, just to let you know. But I mean, this is all the processors that, you know, basic processors that you can see with Ryzen, you know. But what else are you going to see? I mean, let's go ahead and flip over to Amazon. See, they got the Ryzen 9 right here, the 12-core 24-thread for $340. Ryzen 9 5900X. So let's say you're the kind of person that wants to do the 5900X. Okay. Now, if you scroll down, this tells you the motherboard it can match with. So you're looking at with the hard drive, the M.2 drive, which is a hard drive still for 99 bucks, a 1 terabyte, the motherboard, which is a decent motherboard, it's the X570P. That's a decent motherboard, and that 12 core 24 thread unlock processor. You're looking at a total right here, $611.97. If you go to add some RAM to it, let's say you want to add some Kingston Fury right here, CL16 32 gigabytes for 109 bucks. That right there is not a bad deal, especially if it's RGB. Just to say, 109 bucks, that's a steal, I would say. So you're looking at, with those three pieces and that, you're looking at 700, let's say $721. Okay, so, and if you already got the case, the PC case, you already got the fans, and you already got all the apparels, and let's say you just want to go from a Gen 1 system up to a Gen, not a Gen, why do I keep saying Gen? It's Zen. If you want to go from a Zen 1 to a Zen 3 system, that would be the best way to go. Me, that's the way I would go. See, but you know, they do have renewed items that you can get your hands on, but these right here are not worth it. See, who's going to pay this? This is the bad side of it. Who's going to pay for a 24 core 48 thread $2,000? These are thread rippers. Okay, just to let you know, this is Ryzen thread rippers. Okay, this is more or less for business kind of thing. So we're not going to look in the thread ripper right now. But, you can get the Ryzen 5 3400G, which I would not get that, because you can still get the Ryzen 5 5600G for cheaper, like 119, maybe cheaper than that. This one right here is 16 core 32 thread for 610 bucks. Now, who's going to pay that? You don't need all those cores. See, I mean, this right here would be reasonable, right here. This would be reasonable. The Ryzen 9 3900X, that's still reasonable because it's only 105 watts. Plus it fits the AM4 motherboard. Now, you don't expect Threadripper to fit an AM4 motherboard. Oh my god. So, they're saying $497 there. Okay, now, let's say you uncheck this. Wow, there is a savings there. Let's see what this is. 570X. Looks like it's the Asus 570X. Huh. Interesting. 12 core, 24 thread, AM4 4.0. I think, truthfully, with these two, for less than $500, it's still not a bad deal. It's still not a bad deal at all. Ugh. It still looks like it's a good deal to me. You know, I mean, I would, I would, you know, for those two pieces for 500, that's well into what you would want for a system. Just those two pieces alone. I mean, you get a lot of good reviews on that right there. Just to let you know. I mean, this right here, the 5900X is not a bad processor. It's not a bad processor at all. So, something to think about when you're going processor shopping. You can go the 5600X. I mean, if you just want to, if you and do understand this, if you want to keep it a low budget gaming PC, okay, you can go this route. You can go iGPU, or it'd be best that I know I got this one right here, the Ryzen 5 5600G. I do have that I'm streaming on, and I'm playing games and stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna recommend this one right here. If you're gonna do a computer that you want it to last a little while with upgraded advantages, this right here, the Ryzen 7 5700G, 8 core, 16 thread. Okay, now they put it with the $139 motherboard, $59 in RAM, which the Corsair Vengeance, I have the 16 gigabytes. I wouldn't pair those together. Okay, just these two alone is right here. Here's your price, $326.29, just for these two. Okay, now when it comes to the RAM, let's see if they have see, the prices for brand new is not bad. You know, I mean, it's not bad at all. This processor is a 65 watt processor, you know, but its technical specs are right here. 8 core, 16 thread, up to 4.6 gigahertz, which is not bad. Its L3 cache is 20 megs, which is not bad neither. It's got 8 CUs for the graphics, compute units. And it says its max graphic boost is up to 2.0 gigahertz. Okay, they're not giving you the specifics. Max graphics boost is up to 2.3 or 2.4. Okay, this is inaccurate. It should be up to about 2.3, 2.4 gigahertz, because the 5600G is up between 1900 megahertz to 2300 megahertz, which would be 2.3 gigahertz. So this would be a little bit higher. It's 65 watts, and they say the PCI version's 3.0. That's um, that's inaccurate too. It's 4.0. It's not 3.0. That's inaccurate. And yet, yes, it is up for overclocking and PBO. It does PBO as well. That is true. Now, you can use earlier boards. You can use 5000 series. You can use 4000 series motherboards with this processor. Just to let you know. It's for 186 bucks, and you stack it with let's see. Just hang on, everybody. Hang on to your shorts. We're going to go and open up a new screen. Let's see. Let's see. I got 3200 megahertz for 194. It's DDR4, 64 gigabytes. This right here would be a cheaper kit, but this is only 25,600. That's what would have me kind of. I don't know. 46 bucks isn't bad. Let's see. This is CL22. That's why it's 40 bucks. Let's see what this is. This is CL16. That's not bad. No. That's not bad right there. 32 gigabyte. That's not bad. But I recommend Corsair. Let's see. 117 bucks for RGB Pro. 104. This is C18, 3600 C18. This is the white version. That's not bad. If you're doing an all black, then I would go with different. If you're going to do a white, this white version would be good for you. Let's see, that's 3600 C18. So actually you are if you're going 32 gigabytes, I would recommend doing this 3600 C18. If you're going to do RGB, this $117 for 32 gigabytes is not bad. So we're going to fine tune this. We're going to fine tune this. This way we can see exactly. This is right here. This is without RGB. This is for $100. That's a good deal for 32 gigabytes. See, me, I would stay with the non RGB, just to let you know. I wouldn't go RGB. I would do the blackout because there's so much more you can do with the motherboard as far as lighting and everything else. I would put my lighting into something else other than putting it on the RGB. And, you know, especially when you're putting something that's absorbing power away from something on the motherboard, that's something you might want to stay away from. You might want to think of something, if you're going to do RGB, you might want to think something that, you know, it's like this. I don't know if you can see that. This is a remote control. This controls my fans. This controls all my RGB in my case. So I don't need to have it onto the motherboard. You can save yourself programming time and everything else, you know, and you don't have to sweat it as far as, you know, worrying about power being pulled away from the motherboard to go for your RGB. Now, my recommendation to you all is that if you're going to do RGB, don't go by having it on the motherboard. This way, you don't have to use all those expensive programs. You know, the ones that drain stuff away from, you know, the speed of your computer. Keep your RGB separate from your computer. So this way you can bare bone it down a little bit and then have full control like this. Full control. I don't have to worry about anything. I can control my whole PC from here. I can control the RGB lighting to make it brighter. I can control the fan speed. I can control the colors if I want to do, you know, different colors and stuff like that. I don't need it built into the computer. I don't need it built into Windows operating system. That's totally separate away from Windows operating system. This way you don't have it controlling, you know, and lagging your computer down and taking away from your performance. Putting RGB on the motherboard, you know, and controlling it through software, that's not a good thing. That, to me, I consider a bad thing. But anyway, moving on down the road. $99 is not bad for this RAM. They got, if you got a Prime account, you can probably get it cheaper. So you might be able to get it down to $88.99 for Team Group, T-Force, you know, Vulcan, you know, going on that route. But anyway, getting back to the processors, this is a good deal. This is a limited time. You might want to get in on it for $186. That looks like it's not going to last forever. Now, if you want to stay with the 6-core, 12-thread, 65-watt processor for $100, here you go. The 5500. Okay, this will boost up to 4.2 gigahertz, and it's DDR4 3200 support. So this right here with the RAM the processor, and the motherboard. This is the same motherboard that I use right here. All these together is only $267.12. This is the main part of your computer right here. The processor, the RAM, and the motherboard. Those three I would agree with the match. These I would agree to. If you want a low budget PC that you just want to swap out for the one you got in your computer now, you just want to take it out and put something new and fresh in, here you go. Now, for 99 bucks, that's not bad. You know, depends on which way you want to go. Now, if you want to go the way of iGPU and you don't want to deal with having a graphics card, this is not the way to go. And the best way I can tell you that is right here, these two. These two are going to be your best bet. This is the one I use. Okay, this is the one I use. And let's see, pairing it with a gaming motherboard, it should get you to, this processor gets me to 4.5 gigahertz on the max boost. It's got 19 megabytes of cache, L3 cache. So don't be fooled by everybody saying, oh, it's only got 16. No, it's got more than 16. Depends on the motherboard. Let's see, what did they pair me up with here? Let's see. What kind of motherboard? Oh, they paired it up with, right here, the B550MA Wi-Fi 2, 3rd gen. Good motherboard. Good motherboard. And I'll tell you what, for that price, that is a steal. For $268.99, that is a steal. And if you put it with 16 gigs of RAM, take this out of the equation, your computer, if you go to upgrade it, say you already got the M.2 drive, right? You already got the M.2. You already got the case, the fans, the apparels, you know, like your keyboard, mouse, and such. And you only need the processor, the motherboard, and the RAM from you know, your old computer. Okay, now this one right here, you can easily run it with a 500 watt power supply. Easily with a 500 watt power supply. Okay, for 328 bucks right here. 328 bucks. This is the actual price I paid for mine. But I got the B450. Now, this comes with the B550 motherboard. Okay, from Asus. This comes with the B550 motherboard. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, so it's got PCIe 4.0, Wi-Fi 6. I mean, it's got 1 gigabyte of LAN. It's got 60 hertz adjustable Gen 2 RGB headers, Aurora Sync. Minimal speed is 2133. It should be flexible up to about 4400 mega transfers. It's third gen. And there's, it's just a plug and play. This motherboard right here is just plug and play. That's basically it. See, they got heat sinks on the VRM. It's got two M.2 slots. It's got two M.2 slots. It's got four SATA ports. It's got four DIMM ports. AM4. Oh man. Just giving you a small look at what the processor and the motherboard looks like. So you can see the back side right here. Huh. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Looks pretty good. So this motherboard looks really good, just to let you know. Matched with this processor, it looks like it's not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. So, moving on down the road. Let's see how much time we got. We got approximately about 10 more minutes before we gotta roll out of here. They got the 5600 for 132. They got the 4600G for 109. And iGPU, not so great on the 4600G. In my opinion, it's not that great. It's not that bad, but it's not that great. Now the 5600G is your better cause. Let's see what else. If you want 4-core 8-thread, they got that too, but for that price, I would, depends on if you're trying to save you a collection, if you're trying to build you up a processor collection, that would be a good way to go, to start small and work your way up. I mean, I don't have the FX edition. This is 8-core FX edition. Huh. This is a octa-core processor. Let me see. Really? Huh. That's an AM3 socket. It's not an AM4 motherboard, I'll tell you that much. But if you're looking for cheaper, and you can go AM3, but not a lot of people are doing AM3 anymore, so it might not be for you. You get a 200 GE, but I doubt you're going to go to a 2-core. Then that means you're only going to have a 1 compute core for your processor, your GPU, your iGPU, that is. It all depends on what you want. I'm going to tell you straight up, it all depends on what you want. I mean, I think all the goodies, all your goodies are going to be at the top in the beginning. So, you know, we will do Intel on another video when it comes to the processors. We will do Intel on another video. It's just I wanted to see what, AMD has to offer as far as iGPUs, just regular processors, that can be boosted, and stuff like that. I mean, I showed you a couple with the iGPU. If you want to get away from discrete graphics cards, you can still play AAA gaming with the Ryzen 7 5700G. It would be on like you would have to run it on low, but it'll still play AAA gaming. I hear a lot of creators, with this one right here. A couple of my friends are creators. They use this one here, and they pretty much they don't have a discrete graphics card. They use the iGPU that's on this because in the BIOS you can boost it, really good. So I could use this processor here on my B450 motherboard. It'll handle the 8-core 16 thread, and I mean the TJ Maxx is the same as the 5600, and the cache. The only difference between the 50 Ryzen 5 5600G and the Ryzen 7 5700G is that the 5700G's got 2 more cores. It's got 1 more meg of cache. They both support the same thing. It's just 100 megahertz higher than the 5600G, which I told you I get 4.5. I get 4.525 gigahertz off of the 5600G. So I do have it turbo boosted to go up to its max when needed. And when not needed and it sits idle, it goes right back down to 3.9 gigahertz. So it fluctuates between 3.9 gigahertz and 4.550. So got it pretty much dialed in to the way I want it, and it works great for me. So this one you could probably dial in to 4.7 gigahertz. But the VRAM on this is definitely different than the VRAM that's on for the 5600G. This one should dial in to at least, this processor should dial into at least 8 gigabytes of dedicated VRAM. Okay. Now the 5600G dials into, right here, the 5600G dials into 2 gigabytes. Oh, it's 110 now. This dials into 2 gigabytes of VRAM cache from the dedicated memory. 2 gigabytes. That's its max. 2300 megahertz is its max on the iGPU. It uses the Infinity, was it Infinity Cache or something like that? It does more than you think. For $110, it's not a bad processor. Just let you know, it's not a bad processor at all. But anyway, there's the take on some good and bad and ugly processors. But anyway, if you like the videos, make sure you like and subscribe. Let everybody know that this is the place to be. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you put a like on it. And if you want to become a part of the JJPC Builds family, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and we're trying to get 4,000 watch hours right here on YouTube. So this way we can reach our first goal, and then we go from that goal to the next goal. So, we'll just keep moving on and up and forward. And the whole idea right now is to keep moving forward. And that's my whole plan, is to keep moving forward, giving you great videos, and trying to I'm trying to do better on my videos. So we'll keep moving it forward when it comes to the videos. I'll try my best to make the better videos until we can get up to a certain point to where I'm gonna end up needing an editor to help me with doing the editing on these videos and stuff like that, and just keep moving forward. But anyway, like and subscribe. Until the next video and the next time, this is JJ, your boy. We will see you on the next one.